Saint Francis of Assisi, Italy, is one of the most revered persons and ministers in the history of the Christian faith. One day, Francis invited one of the young monks to join him on a trip into town to preach the gospel. The young monk was so honored to get such an invitation from Francis that he quickly accepted. On their way, they paused beneath a tree, and Francis stooped to return a young bird to its nest. They went on and stopped in a field crowded with harvesters, and Francis bent his back to help load the hay onto a cart. From there they went to the town square, where Francis lifted a bucket of water from the well for an older woman and carried it home for her. All day long he and Francis walked through the streets and byways, alleys and suburbs, and they encountered hundreds of people. Each time they stopped, the young monk was sure that Francis would stop and preach to them. But no words of great truth or wise discourse issued from Francis' mouth. Finally, they went into the church, but there Francis only knelt silently and prayed. At the end of the day, the two headed back home. Not once had Francis addressed a crowd, nor had he talked to anyone about the gospel. The young monk was greatly disappointed, and he said to Francis, "I thought we were going into town today to preach." Francis responded, "My son, we have preached. We were preaching while we were walking, and in everything we did. We were out with and among many people today. It's of no use to walk anywhere to preach, unless we preach everywhere as we walk." "Preach the gospel at all times," Francis said. "Use words if necessary." This is Mark at Lewisburg First United Methodist Church, and this is some food for the soul.